Hello and welcome, Monday Club, back in the studios now, or the shed
Office.
and the office. Yeah, man. So I'm not working away anymore, so I'm not working in Nico. So we're doing it back in the old Zoom land.
back to basics, mate.
So tonight we're going to be talking about working with injuries. I've done a poll on it this week, and it turns out a lot of people have done it. Like, because most of us are self-employed. And you just got to go work, you know. Like, there's
Got
can't really
choice.
have the time off, can you?
Nope. Yeah, obviously, people that watch my channel know that I've ruined my back last year, didn't I? I was off work properly for about 6 weeks.
Now, before we get into it, Nick, a quick message from our sponsor, Life Audio, Bluetooth speakers. Now, they are doing a installer scheme at the moment, so become a registered installer. Get your free merch, so your Life Audio stickers, your Life Audio pens, beautiful Life Audio t-shirt that I'm too fat to fit in. And to do that, just send an email. And the email will be below and in the show notes. Back to the show. What's wrong with you today? Bit low energy.
So, if anyone's wondering, I was in Birmingham yesterday for my birthday celebrations, and honestly, I've never been so hungover in my life. I've literally sat still all day, but we had to get up, get a train back, get a taxi, pick the kids up, and I am not a well person.
Because the
I
truth
don't really
is,
get
Nick,
hangovers. Now I've always been all right, but today it's got me. It's got me good. But I'm gonna try and chip up a little bit.
yeah, you need to fix up, man. So this
Trying.
week, so wait, was it? When was it? So Monday, Bank Holiday Monday, right?
Yeah.
So where I live, there's like a little, I don't know, it's like a, used to be an old manor house, and then now they have like farm animals there. There's a farm shop there. There's like all kinds of little things there in like
Yeah.
this place. It's called Quex Park. So you go in Quex Park, and there's a farm shop there. So if you go and park in the farm shop, there's goats on the other, like they just sort of walk around on the other side of the fence. Two goats, a white one and a black one. Anyway, the black one always gets his head stuck in the fence. So, you know, I help him get it out, and then we feed him. We feed him some like carrots and stuff. Like you go and buy some veg from there, and then you feed them to the goats. Anyway, this day I go there, and the black one's already stuck in the fence, and I can't quite reach him. So, like Harper's obviously looking at him, going, "Oh, Daddy, fix the goat, fix the goat." I'm like, all right,
Okay.
wait there then. So I'll go to jump over the fence. Now, I easily clear the fence, right? I'm clearing the fence easy. But as I'm clearing it, the fence breaks.
Oh no.
And now I'm not clearing it. So I reached my foot out and I landed all odd because it's like a banked hill. And I landed all odd and I fell over the fence, kind of bent my leg in a funny way, hit my head on the ground, sort of laid there, and I was like, "Oh wow, what is going on with my leg?" And from the knee down, it was just pure pins and needles and pain.
Ugh.
And I was like, "Oh wow." And I sort of moved my fat butt, like I'd landed in stinging nettles as
Oh,
well.
nice.
So one leg was in stinging nettles, just stinging away. And I'm trying to move my leg, and this woman comes running over and she goes, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, Amanda's laughing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And I don't want to move because I think my leg's broke now. I legit think my leg's broke. And she goes, "Do you need a medic?" And I'm like, No, I'm fine. I just, yeah, I'm fine. She goes, "Well, you're not moving." I'm like, you're like, "No, I'm not moving. No."
Give me a minute, please.
Like, just give me a minute. I'll be all right. She goes, "I'll get you a medic. I'll get a medic." And I was thinking, bitch, it's not Vietnam. I don't need a medic. I need an ambulance and an airlift. Anyway, so I'm laying there, and anyway, I managed to. I'll go to get up, and I'm like, wow, I can't feel my toes. I thought I definitely broke my leg. I've definitely
Yeah.
broken it. So anyway, I start feeling down my leg to see if there's any sort of sign of breakage. I'm like, well, no, there's no sign of breakage, but I legit can't feel my toes. I was like, oh, mate, this is bad. Anyway, hoist myself up. Fence is all broken. Sheep's running around my head. And I'm like, oh, so I get up and I'll get back home, and it's not broken. I can walk on it. but I can't feel the end of my toes.
Still.
Still today,
Oh
like
Christ.
what I've done is I've torn the soft tissue, not the muscle, but the soft tissue, like tendons and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
noised all them up and damaged the nerve and that part of the leg. So I've actually got no movement in my toes, and
Oh,
I
mate.
can't feel them. And it could take 3 to 6 months to come back. So that
Delicious.
was Monday, and I was like, I've got to go work tomorrow, babe. Like, because obviously I finished the last job, and so the last
Yeah.
job, one of the reasons I left because I was so weren't enough dough and stuff like that, and so I started back work, and I'm already skint, and I'm like, Jesus, I've got to go work. So, being quite fortuitous, I'd bought a pair of those tough built, like articulated knee pads.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You seen them? They are so good,
Yeah.
so good. And I had a pair of them come, and I strapped up my leg hard, and I have been literally flat bashing in a with a partially paralyzed foot for a week, and it is agony. So a couple of days in, I go to the guy. Oh, I need to go like get a scan on my foot. I don't know what's going on with it. Anyway, I go to the hospital, and they go, yeah, just take paracetamol and like, ibuprofen, you'll be all right. I'm like, I don't think you understand. It's really painful. They're like, yeah, paracetamol's a really good painkiller. It's rubbish.
Yeah. It's with most things that I do now, and if I hurt myself, whatever, I don't even bother going. I just deal with it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah. So
yeah,
I'm banging cocodamol, like
yeah.
and drinking whiskey in the evenings, so that helps. Uh, drinking whiskey and taking cocodamol, probably like I don't know the remedy of a hillbilly, but
Probably.
yeah, but it seems to be working fine.
If it works,
But yeah, so
it works. It's not stupid.
at the moment, I'm working with a chronic limp.
Oh dear.
I've got another story though, because obviously
Hit
you're
me.
not going to add much with your
No. I was
your weird little
like to say
haircut.
about it's my bad back and the things that you can, the insurances you get, but the insurances I've got, like you need to be off work for, I think it's 3 weeks before you can claim, and it's not a lot. Like, I didn't even bother going through it all. I just couldn't be asked for the
Oh,
hassle.
what do you pay for, like
Yeah.
injury insurance or whatever it is?
Yeah, personal cover, like business cover. This isn't Rhino stuff. I need to double check because I might be covered with all them. I don't know. But I sort of paid for one when I first went self-employed when I played rugby. So obviously, if I got hurt while I was playing rugby, I couldn't be self-employed. Like work would take a knock-on effect. So I paid for all these insurances, and I've paid for them now probably for over 10 years. I've never claimed off any of it, and I probably just need to cancel it, to be honest. But yeah, there's like things you can get out there, insurances that you can cover yourself with. So if you are off work for a prolonged period of time, not just like a sprained ankle, but I mean, like say you break your leg or something, then it
I
does
really
pay out.
I feel like I'm at that stage now where I might need to start thinking about that. Like I'm pretty hard. Like to go work with a paralysed foot. It's not like I've been to work with worse as well, much worse. So I was having a row with my dad when I was younger, right? And he kicked over my bedside cabinet, as you do. And in like a fit of rage, I went to punch it. I was like, "You're gonna kick it? I'm gonna punch it." So I went to punch it, but in my rage, I didn't realise it had fallen over, and it was the bottom of it. So the side of the bedside cabinet's about I don't know, 15 mil thick, but
Yeah.
the bottom of it's 2 inches thick.
Oh, nice.
So I went to punch it, and it
Bang.
done nothing, and I broke my hand.
Yeah.
And so I went to hospital, and they was like, "Well, there's nothing you can do with that. You're just gonna have to be
Paracetamol.
yeah, paracetamol, and you're gonna have to be off work for like 3 months." I was like,
Brilliant.
"Well, I can't do that. I definitely can't do that." So I went home, went to the shed, and I got a bit of metal, like a bit of alley, and I bent it round, and I cut it out, and I made like a splint that went down there.
Yeah.
If you even touched it, it was like so much pain.
Agony.
So
No.
and I splinted it, and I wore gloves and a long sleeve t-shirt, and I just went to work because if they saw that, you ain't working. Like,
Yeah. It's the same. You can't drive if you've got cast on, can you? Insurance is invalid.
is that
So,
right?
Yeah.
I wonder if the insurance is valid with a paralysed toes.
God knows. But yeah, no, it's a big no-no. I remember when I snapped my foot years and years and years ago. It was in the Isle of Wight, Isle of Man, whatever. And you know what
Two very different
tombstoning is?
places, Nick. I hate to
Oh, I
tell
don't
you.
know. Isle of Wight. It was the Isle of Wight. And yeah, we went tombstoning to like jump off a pier into the water. But the water was only it was pure black water. And I thought it was well deep. And I was about to dive in. And I thought, I'll jump in first. And it was a good, let's say it's jumping out of your, first floor.
Yeah.
And the water was about 2 foot deep because it was black seaweed. And as I
No.
went down, I landed on my foot and my whole body, my weight, and I snapped every single metatarsal in the top of my foot. And then I had to get picked up. As soon as I did it, I was like, oh, you hear a crunch and it just this horrible sensation. I tried to step on it and my foot bent twice. As I went like that, it bent in the middle and then my toes bent. So I got helped out of the water and I had a cast on for. I've broken loads of bones through rugby and just being an idiot, but that one was like where it had swelled up. I also had knuckles on the swelling of each individual break.
Oh.
But I had to have about 5 casts on in 2 weeks because the swelling was so bad. I kept having half casts, and then they kept having to change them every few days.
Oh wow.
That sucked, and I couldn't drive. And this is when I was at college and was working at Tesco in the evenings. I had to get the bus on crutches on the bus to go to college, and then to go to Tesco afterwards. It was awful, but they still let me work. They just put me on a little till and went, "Yeah, I'll sit in the corner."
Sweet.
Thanks.
Yeah. Could just pay me to be off. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind that either.
Yeah.
But the worst one was when I broke my wrist. So I fell off a set of steps at work, messing about. Well, I wasn't really messing. Basically, that I had a set of like 4 treads or 5 treads, and they weren't really high enough.
Yeah.
I was trying to put in the guts of a light fitting, and and I just was standing on the top tread, which is so dumb. I look back now and I'll be like, that's so dumb. But we've all done it. I
do it all the time still.
But the ladders went out, and I put my hand down, and it swan necked, and I was like, I turned to the guy and I went, "Do you think that's broke or desiccated?" And he went, "Mate, that's fucked." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I laid it on my chest like that, and I laid on the ground and was like, "Can someone call me an ambulance?"
Oh no!
But again, they made me this really. I had like a normal plaster cast for not too long.
Yeah.
Like maybe 3 weeks or something. And then I went back and they made me this really sick one. Like they like bent plastic all round and then they had Velcro straps on it and stuff like that. Mate, that was brilliant. I could work with it.
I used to have a strap one that had like a metal plate in here.
Yeah.
I kept doing my wrist in playing rugby. And it was like I just wore that around loads.
That was brilliant. And it sort of went around there and all that. And it was like, and you couldn't turn your wrist or anything, but you could work. I work with that.
The problem is with the wrist is your screwdrivers, you just can't do that because it absolutely kills. But
it is my left. So sweet.
Right, yeah, mine was right.
So
but like I say now with the bad back as well, which I still have, it has like good weeks and bad weeks, is how many people actually suffer with a bad back. It's so many people. And I need to go see a chiropractor. The doctors did nothing. They didn't send me. I need a scan, I would have thought. I think it's my disc or whatever it is. And they just sent me for physio, which was just like, but it hurts. Like, don't get me to stretch and do this. It just hurts all the time. Like, but
you know what? Do you know what they reckon though? Chiropractor, like chiropracticing or whatever it's called, is made up.
Yeah, I've heard it's a load of nonsense, but I still want to go.
Do you know what though? Years ago, when I was lifting weights and stuff, I had one leg stronger than the other, and it threw my back out.
All right.
And I used to get this terrible shooting pain that was so bad, like I'd fall over, like because my legs would just stop working. And one day it was so bad, I sort of booked an appointment, went to the chiropractor. I said like, my back keeps having these shooting pains. He clicked me about one session. I walked out there, never had it again.
Yeah, and I've heard so many stories of people saying they just need to, like you say, just readjust, pull joints out where they haven't been pulled out before, and just let it sit back. And I hope that'll do the trick.
They're gonna stay at you,
mate. I feel so. I've gone all hot, and I just.
What?
I'm so sorry, everyone. I've let you all down. Just. I'm not going to drink ever again. And the annoying thing is, like, I don't really drink very much, even at home.
No, you don't.
And because it's my birthday, I've got like 6 crates of brew dogs sat outside. People bought me loads of little 4 cans or 8 cans of beer. And I honestly looked at this one and thought, I'm just going to throw them in the bin. Like, I don't want to do a drinks again. But, oh, mate, my voice is now going.
To be fair, though, so just to keep it on topic and not bore everyone with how I'm so...
I broke this and I broke that.
No, so obviously I left my job now. I'm back in the south, well, down south in the south coast, and I have now gone from installing medical imaging devices to flat bashing.
Flat bashing? What do you mean,
Yeah.
just renovating flats?
Well, it's new build flats, and it's a project that's stalled a few times. So it's stalled during COVID, and then it's stalled because they can't get the materials over, like for the roof and all kinds
I've
of
heard
stuff.
this a lot at the moment. People just can't import anything.
So they got like pallets and pallets and pallets of plasterboard, but they got no bricks.
Oh, right.
And stuff like that, and like. So it's sort of stalled, and they sort of open up a floor, and then they get some people in to do it. So I'm snagging at the moment, and it's just mental. Like these, if you're in the market for buying a new build anything, just don't buy a new build anything because it's
I'd
so
never
bad.
buy a new build house. I would never do it. I'd build my own house, but I'd never buy one from a massive. If it was someone that had a plot of land and they built 4 houses on it, and it was just one person did the foot, no problem. But not a massive housing estates.
No, because they're all done on price. So people think. So I don't know what you know about price work and stuff on like these sort of things. So you get like, I don't know, 600 quid to first fix it.
Right. Well, not a lot then.
Oh no, like mate, no. But you might be able to do 2 every day and a half.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden, like between 2 of you, now you're making sensible money for that type of work.
Yeah.
And then you might get £600 to second fix it. Like as and when. But what they do is they do a box of everything that goes in that flat. Now, invariably, what happens is something gets missed out of that box. Someone goes and robs it from that box. You get that box that's been robbed out. And then, so you get all set up. You're in the plot. You get all set up. And off you go. And then you're like, a shaver socket's missing. Yeah. And so it's just... You never really win on those sort of jobs. Never really win. You end up having to go back to do stuff all the time, or you miss things out, or there's an update on the drawings. One of the things that's happened is they're installing. The kitchen has been spun around since it was second fixed. So that they've installed the kitchen the other way around as per the new drawings, but the first fixed drawings showed it the other way around.
So we're having to put the cables in, had you?
Yeah, they'd already put the cables in. They'd first fixed it according to the drawings. Then there was an update, and then the kitchen had been second fixed the other way round. So it's just like cutting.
That's annoying.
Yeah, but it's not even that, Nick. Cutting holes in the ceiling and down the wall, like patches like that. 20 patches in the room, and you're like. This is meant to be a new... And all you're doing is getting some shitty battening it up, then putting the screws in. It is an absolute patchwork monstrosity.
People are paying a lot of money for that.
Mate.
I like the Snag List Eliminator, the guy on TikTok that goes around the Welsh one.
Yes, brilliant.
Some of the stuff he finds is incredible. I mean, some walls, like 4 inches out of plumb on the top, and
absolutely shocking, he says, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely shocking. I'm Scottish then, so about that. The wheat vents is a big one, isn't it? Fake wheat vents.
Wheat vents, always wheat vents.
Caulking and silicon in rounded windows, just broken. Or it's always behind a radiator. It's not finished properly. Or even when one of the guys took off a bath pan, looked under it, and it was just. It's like they'd swept the entire contents of the house under the bath and then put the bath panel on. I was like, fair play. But he must do some checks. Like the stuff he picks up, like going across the far side of the joist, checking the ties.
And always checking like how far out the walls are. Sometimes they're out like a good couple of inches from
crazy
top to bottom. It's mad. New build properties are literally like it's a roll in the dice whether you're going to get
A good one.
like you might get.
My mate years ago, he bought the same estate that Adam's on, but it was like the second house that got built. They've been in, and he'd already gone around, made a snag list like the week before we moved in. They got most of it sorted. First night in, living his life. Mrs. goes, "I'm going to go for a bath," because they didn't have a bath at the old house. Got out the bath, come downstairs. He's like, "What the hell is that noise?" And they never connected up the trap under the bath, so the entire contents of the bath come through around ceiling on the first night. They had laminate oak flooring down, the new sofas, it ruined the telly. Like, they had to move out for a month for it to be fixed, and they got a lot of money back. A lot.
Yeah. See, my mate, he moved into, it was like an old convent or something that they had redone as. He's like bought a real swanky, nice house, but he had to keep getting them back to redo the where they'd done this the ceiling and they plastered the ceiling. It was like when you turn the light on at night, it was like the ocean.
You could see it, yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad. All kinds of things like that, and you might get lucky with the electrics, but the reality is there's going to be something that's been dodgy in there.
Well, most of the time when I've ever looked at you, Adam lives in a new build on that estate, and they're all split low boards, dual RCD.
Yeah, that's what
these
these
are. You're lucky
are.
you find an SBD in it, and it's just like, and they're all BG ones as well. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with BG, but you know what I mean.
See,
but you buy a private house that's been built by a builder, and a couple of them, it's got the top spec of everything you can find.
See, I'll give it to them. They've got Hager boards in this place, which, you know, they're.
I think Adam's board is a Hager, but it's a split load as well.
But it's split load. There is an SPD in there, but there is like a debate whether split load boards do comply now.
I'm pretty sure you could sway it both ways, but from what I've heard, you've got people saying they don't comply because you haven't got enough selectivity between circuits and everything now. You know, is selectivity?
I feel like you're talking sense, Nick.
Yeah, selectivity between, like you say, if one thing trips, it takes half the house out. Where's the sense in that now when we've got RCBO boards that are just as cheap, or a tiny little bit more expensive than a split load board? Why aren't you fitting RCD boards? RCBO boards, sorry. But
yeah,
it's down to price still. Down to price.
Yeah, but doesn't the new amendment say that you have to fit AFDDs?
Type A. Yeah, type A RCDs, which you can get.
Oh, type A RCDs, not.
Yeah.
I thought it was AFDDs you had to fit now.
No, so that AFDDs are for HMOs. Pretty sure in a house that you don't have it. From what I'm only picking up from what Gaz said off eFix.
Yeah,
commercial
don't
places.
About anything like this.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't affect me, but HMOs, commercial, and anything on a 32 amp or above or something like that in an industrial setting. But mate, I don't know. I don't even can't even spell my own name right now, to be honest.
It's the state of it. How have you not had like a coffee, fixed up a little bit?
Mate, I felt like this. I woke up this morning at 6, went and had a shower in the hotel. I thought, went back to bed, missed breakfast, everything, and then literally put a hoodie on.
Isn't it?
Oh, I was just like, and we've tried to have a Sunday roast this evening, and I've just sat there and I ate 2 mouthfuls of gammon and went, nope.
See, there's no point in being. There's never ever a point where I can't eat a Sunday roast.
Oh, well, this is the first time. This is the worst I've been in so many years. Like, I can drink, and people have been out with it, like, I haven't got a problem with it, but I think it was just mixing stuff last night, and the amount of shots I must have had when everyone buy me one. I was just like, this morning I woke up, I was not human. I was a floating man.
How badly were you trying to get out of doing the podcast tonight?
I'm here, aren't I?
Yeah, but how many times did I have to phone you?
About 4.
Yeah, exactly. It's unacceptable, Nick.
I'm sorry, everyone.
And we've got to do one
down.
Next
week will be better.
Yeah, better be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been working in doing this flat bashing and stuff. It's quite eye-opening because obviously I'm not going back to commercial and industrial anymore. I'm picking up a little bit of work. Got a quote to go and do tomorrow. That's exciting. Just some outside lights, just the perfect type of work for me. That's all I really want to do is outside lights. Like the I won't say easy stuff, but the nicer stuff. I don't want to do rewires. I'm not interested.
No, you don't. No, it's too labor intensive. But even now, I wouldn't recommend anyone do a rewire if you by yourself. I've been there and done it years ago, and looking back at it, I have
No.
no idea how I did it. No idea.
No, I just want to do like garden lights, EV chargers,
Fuse board
all
changes.
changes. Yeah, yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, because that's nice work. You plot up, you do your fuse board change, you do it nice. Everyone's happy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very rarely when they go wrong. You test all the circuits first, make sure there's no like dodgy circuit. Because the worst thing is when you do a fuse board change and then they go, "Well, it worked before. Can't you put the old one back in?" No, 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 not
This is where
really.
you got to do your checks beforehand.
Yeah,
My
you
old
do.
boss years ago used to come and stick an RCD before a board change, or when he went to quote it, he would stick an RCD in. So if there's Henley blocks or an isolator, he'd switch it over, check it didn't trip. Obviously, instead of testing things, it's very, very quick to figure out. And I can never understand why he did it. And then the first couple of board changes I did, where you would have shared neutral upstairs, downstairs lights, I go, that's why he did it.
Yeah,
But then obviously now we test it all and you figure it out quite quickly, especially with the two of you.
yeah. So for me, that's just what I'm going into now. I've done all my flyers. I've got some t-shirts coming. You know, I love a t-shirt.
Nice.
It's just really exciting. It's really nice being back home. And like I took the flat bashing job. I made some phone calls. It's not an agency job, which because I'm not going back to anything like that.
No.
I'm done. I just want to do, and so although this is kind of commercial still, I get the option of I get good training. It's good training.
Yeah.
It's the worst type of work, isn't it? Like it's the worst type of thing. Trying to find faults in flats that have just been. Oh.
And these are brand in your. There's faults in brand new flats.
Yeah, of course there is. They're done on a price.
I remember Summer saying to us, didn't she, where she was going to a job where it's just been rewired and they would spend 3 days fault finding.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's the problem when you get loads of people in. It's not just like you say, just two of you.
Invariably, what happens is you have a team doing the first fix and a team doing the second fix.
Yeah.
Now, the team doing the second fix won't do it on a price because stuff's never in. So it's usually like a job in Spark, like an agency Spark or someone like myself who just want to get the job done. So they don't, and then the power's not being turned on yet, so they don't really check it, like any switching and stuff like that. So they just put it in, put the strappers in whatever way, and then, testing to get that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's basically...
a good way to look at it.
That's it, because what you don't want to do is spend like a day doing one, like second fixing one flat, and then the boss come around and go, well, Mikey across the hall from you has done 4 flats today. You've done 1. Yeah, but I've done 1 properly. Yeah, but I don't care about that. All I want to see is flats checked off my list. Do you know what I mean? That's all they want to see. It is mental. And this week we had the every single person on that site was doing 1 floor trying to get it over the line. It's just mad. Lots of missing cables. That's a big thing. Missing cables.
Or like switch drops or two-way switching, that sort of stuff.
Lighting, pelmet lighting for the under counter lighting.
Lights.
Yeah, there's a lot of them missing. And the thing is, where they have like stud walls, so it's like a metal, like a tin stud, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then it's got insulation right behind it, or it's been plied.
Yeah.
You cut out. Basically,
horrible.
You have to cut out a hole up on the ceiling, and then it's plasterboarded up. So you've got to cut out a hole in the ceiling on one side that's big enough to get your drill in to drill out a hole through.
To fish it through.
So you have to go up in the ceiling, drill a hole through the plasterboard and through the ply line.
Yeah.
Then you have to go on the other side, do the same. Then above the thing, you've got to drill another hole on each side, so you can fish the cable up, out the hole in the ceiling, pull it through, take it over there, and then do the same back down to the other side. And they're using JBs. You know them round Hager brown.
What, the old screw ones?
The little round ones, and you have to sort of take them out, and then you put a cable that way and put a cable that way, and then the other side you've got to try. Mate, just get Wagos.
I know.
Wagos and the chop box.
Using them, to be honest.
It's mental. and they're like, "Oh, we got to get this floor done today." So it's all right. The way I see it is, it's great practice for what I'm going to be doing, fanning about
Yeah,
in people's
exactly. Yeah.
houses. Um,
The
do you ever
more stuff
do?
you can pick up with fault finding now will make your life easier when you buy yourself with a tester on your own job. Trust me.
So say you go to a job, right, and they've got a light and they want 4 downlighters around the edge of it. Now, do you cut holes in their ceiling, or do you go upstairs, take the carpet up, and pull out the floorboards?
Whatever they choose. If there's room, if it's a bedroom upstairs and it's just carpet, then yeah. But most of the time, you'll find if there's a kitchen, it's the bloody bathroom directly above you.
Yep. So you ain't
So
taking that up.
no, if it's tiled, obviously you can't. If it's lino, you can. It's always what the customer wants, and you just give them the choice of 2 ways. It said we can either cut loads of holes in your ceiling and we'll plug them back up, bit of filler, take a slot out the ceiling, make things a bit easier, and get the plaster in. Take the floor up. It's all down to the minimal cost mess or patching up to do. It's all down to them. They make the decision with that, and I just can give them the best option, really.
See, taking the carpet up, it never goes back down how it come up, though, does it?
Yeah and no. Newer carpet, it's a lot easier. Older carpet, where it's lost its stretch, you just say to them, like, if you want it down properly, if it doesn't go, you say get a kitchen fit, carpet fit to come around, kick it in properly. You can get the tools yourself and B&Q for like 30 quid. But I've took that many up. They all most of the time go down 99% the same. It's just that 1 or 2 old ones or even new builds carpets, they bloody glue it down now.
Do they?
Yeah. Some of them don't even have gripper rods anymore. But I've only come across that once. I don't know if the guy had just done it wrong or that was intentional. But yeah, it's just try and put it on the customer and just explain the 3 different scenarios of how much mess is going to be made afterwards and how much they're going
It's
to have
got to be
to.
better to get a carpet layer in than a plaster in.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
That's got to be the move, I think.
Yeah, most of the time the carpet will go back the same anyway. But what I would say, you never take a full carpet up. Always take it and leave it to a point. So we've taken up my office here. We'd leave this back wall still attached. So we'd fold everything back. So you've got a point of reference to work back from. If you remove the entire carpet, it ain't going to go back the same.
No. See, things like that, you just don't know. Like, I've always mocked domestic sparks as being lesser beings, but it's a bit of an eye opener. Like, there is a lot more fanning about, and
Yeah.
and you do have to know more specific things rather than like commercial industrial is very difficult in terms of doing a good job, like doing a real nice, neat job and working out volt drops and stuff like that, which you don't really have to do, to be honest. It's all on the drawing. You're told what to put in.
Yeah. Domestic, your biggest thing is just getting the cables in. Everything else should go
Yeah.
after that. It's just getting that initial route where you want to move in bedside tables, putting on the bed, carpets up floorboards, and getting stuck in the room because the door won't open now because you pull the carpet up and the bed's in the way. You literally stood there like, oh, I'm so hot. I can't do anything. Adam. But yeah.
State of it. Look at the state. We'll do a short one today, which is annoying because really you should be firing all cylinders. We've had a week off, nearly 2.
Sorry.
People, this is what I have to deal with. Unreliable staff. It's another one of the. Right. Listen, we're going to cut it short today. Nick's
Sorry,
in a
guys.
state. Unacceptable behaviour, really. But yeah, we're back next week. What's the topic next week?
Don't know.
State of it.
Not drinking.
Not drinking at work. Right. Have a good one. See you later.
Ciao, ciao.